Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex, and I have some of the news from around the land of smiles for you today, this wonderful Monday in December. We're going to start with our first story, and that's that Thailand is aiming to expand its soft power impact by making Songkran a month-long celebration. So, yeah, Thailand's Songkran Festival is diving headfirst into controversy with a splashy new proposal, extending the famous water fight to a whole month. Spearheaded by the Pheu Thai Party and Patthakthon Shinawatra, the plan aims to soak up global attention, boosting the country's soft power. However, skeptics are wringing their hands, fearing water shortages and business backlash. They're worried that turning Songkran into a month-long marathon might water down its specialness, much like having Christmas every day might lose its charm. Amidst all this, Thailand is showering a whopping 5.1 billion baht into its soft power pool, raising eyebrows. Can money really pump up the country's cultural appeal, or is it just trying to make a big splash in the global puddle? With plans for a grand World Water Festival, the Songkran phenomenon, Thailand is certainly aiming to make waves. But is it a brilliant strategy or just a drop in the ocean of global tourism? Yeah, Songkran is super fun. I actually celebrated for the very first time earlier this year, excuse me. Because COVID, right? There was all sorts of lockdowns and the celebrations weren't going on the entire time I was here. Then it happened and it was like a release valve. There was so much fun. Everybody was going crazy. However, yeah, I think this whole concept, I mean, seeing Korea's example, Japan's example before, expanding your cultural influence through soft power is a major way to boost your economy, boost tourism, boost everything. So I am curious to see how this will play out. Christmas special. Let's not act like Christmas isn't celebrated for like 2 months a year, anyways. So let's see how it looks. Give the experiment a go. All right, let's move on to our next story. So, unfortunately, tragedy has befell a tourist in Koh Samui who wandered off the path and was found under some rocks in a waterfall. So a 20-year-old French tourist tragically lost his life after slipping and falling at the Nam Muang 2 waterfall in Samui Island. He had separated from his friends, including to explore a different spot at the waterfall, and soon after, his friends, unable to find him, alerted the authorities. Despite challenging weather conditions and difficult terrain, a search operation was launched but had to be suspended due to darkness. The search resumed the next day, and after deploying drones and scouring the area, the man's body was found stuck under a rock in a waterfall pool. Despite being a known danger zone with restricted access, it is suspected that the tourist entered the area, leading to this fatal accident. The local police have informed the French embassy, and the incident is under investigation, highlighting the recurring danger of this spot, which has seen several similar incidents in the past. This is a terrible story. I hate reporting these kinds of stories because it's such a young tourist, 20 years old he was. And it just shows how dangerous these nature walks can be, especially if you get separated from your group. If you're going off the path, getting a little adventurous, tragedy can befall you. So this is not the first time this has happened here either. So be careful, guys. If you are nature hikers, make sure that you're going in groups, staying in pairs, and that you are staying on well-beaten paths, because some of them can be very treacherous. All right, let's move on to our next story. So the recent Thai cinema hit 4 Kings 2 is causing some stirs in cinemas around the country. So the Khon Kaen Major Cineplex movie theater underwent a police inspection on November 30th due to concerns about potential conflicts amongst college students during the screenings of 4 Kings 2. This film, featuring violent scenes between rival student groups, raised fears of real-life altercations, similar to incidents following the movie's prequel in 2021. Muang Khon Kaen police officers informed the theater manager about preventative measures and advised youths at the screening to not imitate the movie's violent actions. Police Colonel Kun Pricha, chief of the local police station, highlighted the risk of teenagers causing disturbances or mimicking the film's violence. Similar inspections were carried out in other theaters in the Muang Khon Kaen. Now, Pricha warned young viewers against replicating the movie's violence, emphasizing the consequences for themselves and their families, and affirmed that legal actions would be taken against those engaging in unlawful acts. This concern extended to Bangkok, where police were deployed outside malls, screening the film to ensure security. Gangs of youths, right? Like, this is... young people often imitate what they see on the screen. I just need only go back to my middle school days, seeing everybody bleach their hair blonde after Eminem, things like that. We're moldable, that's for sure. So it's nice to see some leadership. Maybe that's overly concerned too. I think you hear this with the video games argument all the time. Can we trust our youths to make the right decisions? This seems like it might be a little bit paranoid. It's not like there was an incident that they were responding to. It was more preventative because they were worried something might happen. I think that's fine. A little concern from the older generation about the youth is ever present. So par for the course. All right, let's move on to our next story. So we just passed the Loy Krathong Festival, but the environmental impact of bread krathongs is now under review. So after the recent Loy Krathong Festival, environmental advisor Kun Pornpom highlighted the unintended negative consequences of using bread krathongs in Bangkok's public park ponds. Although these biodegradable krathongs were intended to be an eco-friendly alternative, with the expectation that fish would consume the bread, leaving no waste, the reality was different. At Santipar Park alone, 3,000 to 4,000 bread krathongs sank into the pond's bottom, disintegrating and severely degrading the water quality. This resulted in the death of many fish, leading to the necessity of changing all the pond water and burying the fish carcasses to avoid a foul odor. Pornpom shared images showing the considerable debris and the thick, foul-smelling liquid formed at the bottom of the pond, challenging the perception that bread krathongs are environmentally beneficial. Yeah, I didn't know about that. This is one of those things where I hear about something in the news where I would have done this, right? I would have thought putting the bread krathongs was probably the right thing to do, a nice thing to do, feed the fish, something like that. Too much of a good thing has choked this pond to death. So it's important, like even when we think we're doing the right thing, to review these things and see what the environmental impact is. Too many humans doing the same thing is going to have some kind of an impact, and festivals like this are exactly that kind of behavior. Mass behavior with everybody doing the same kind of thing, even when they think it's good, can lead to some negative results like we've just seen here. Maybe stick to the grass krathongs, I think. All right, now finally, we're going to move on to our last story, and that's that Thailand is getting serious about cracking down on gun violence with almost 15,000 arrests made in the past month. So in anticipation of the Loy Krathong Festival, the Royal Thai Police conducted a major operation, arresting 14,909 suspects and uncovering 14,339 criminal cases, focusing on combating gun violence. This crackdown was driven by recent alarming incidents of gun violence, especially among technical college students. The Central Investigation Bureau, or CIB, is now targeting the online arms market, where even minors can easily purchase firearms, as highlighted by the case of a 14-year-old gunman. Despite ongoing police efforts, online gun sales remain a concern. The Interior Ministry is taking additional measures, including a ban on the import of blank and imitation firearms, requiring owners to register with local authorities. Furthermore, the government has instructed provincial governors to stop issuing firearm licenses and set up checkpoints in crowded areas, aiming to reduce gun violence and enhance safety. The operation has also exposed the misuse of government's welfare gun policy, prompting calls for stricter controls similar to those in Singapore and in Japan. Gun violence has definitely taken center stage in Thai policy lately, what with the Siam Paragon incident that happened recent months, and just the ongoing cases of gun violence amongst like heated lovers and armed robberies. It does appear to be going in an uptick. So seeing the Thai police take it very seriously, having this crackdown of almost 15,000 arrests just within the past few weeks, seems like they're looking for results. So hopefully these illicit gun sales and the gun violence will be curbed in the near future. All right, well, that'll do it for our updates for today on Monday, December the 4th. If you want more stories, please go to thethaiger.com to stay up to date on all of the news about Thailand. Tomorrow we'll be back with all of our members for our live GMT show, members, and then on Friday again for all of our subscribers. Until then, have a wonderful Monday, and I will get into the comments to see what our members and subscribers have to say right now. Okay, so first of all, I do need to apologize about the technical difficulties, particularly to John and Larry, because, yes, we are in a very tight spot lately. Our projects have ticked up, and also with the holidays coming up, we are out editors. We're out a lot of staff. As I mentioned, Jay is out on holiday for a couple of weeks until I go out on holiday at the end of the month. That's when Jason will go as well too. So we're basically doing musical chairs with the editing group right now. And add to that, our projects have taken a major uptick. So it's up to me to battle for GMT to bring you guys the news every day, because our other projects are just dominating our editor's time and our presenter's time. I have to go run around this city doing all sorts of weird stuff all over the place. You saw me with the, I was at a Samsung cafe last week. I did a tech ball tournament. I'm doing all sorts of crazy stuff, just trying to keep up with all of the projects that are getting booked. So I really apologize. GMT is my favorite thing to do. I absolutely love this show, and I hate that I can't be like clockwork with you guys. It's been a rough couple of weeks, and I'm sorry to say you might have to bear with us a little bit. I'm trying to crack everything into shape, but yeah, the end of the year is always a busy time here at Thaiger. Apparently, it's my first end of year. But yeah, going into the new year, we'll be good to go. We're hiring more people. We're getting more bodies. We should be picking things up. All right. So anyways, what did you guys think about all of this? Yeah, sorry, John. Hi, Scott. Late notifications everywhere. Hi, Elliot. God, I'm sorry, guys. And then it started after the first story. I don't know. I'm really sorry, guys. Hopefully everything will be okay from now on. Good morning, Teddy Bear. Hi, Mojo. Hi, whole gang. Gary Cross. Thailand. Gary Cross asks, know any more about Thailand's new taxes coming in? You're gonna have to be more specific because there's a lot of up in the air talk with a lot of different taxes with the Pheu Thai's new policies coming out. Everybody's focused on more big picture, social issue things. One of the interesting things is cannabis even here is not taxed. So there's a lot of different discussions about changing to tax systems all over the place. So I need a more specific question there. Gary. Scott says, cloudy, gloomy, rainy, and cold in Chicago. Well, it's a little cloudy, gloomy here. We had a really nice weekend, but yeah, nothing ever lasts that long here in Bangkok. Grass is taxes. What's going on with taxes coming from money from overseas? Oh, yes. Oh, that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Let me actually, I would like to give you guys an update on that, because that wasn't finalized or anything like that, but it was basically money earned outside of Thailand. Even if you're living in Thailand and you're earning money outside of Thailand and it's going into bank accounts outside of Thailand, you are supposed to be declaring that and paying taxes on that. I don't think that policy's up yet, but that was something that they were floating. And I think it's just because there's so many foreigners coming to Thailand these days and setting it up as their permanent home. Retirees, I mean. So there's tons of retirees who live off of their investments, their earnings from retirement investments and things like that. So I think it's more targeted at capital gains. I don't think it's necessarily income. So that usually makes sense. Capital gains is such a weird tax though too, because you want to encourage people to invest. Well, I'll leave tax code opinions about tax codes up to you guys, but I think for now they're just talking about it. It's not up and in effect yet. Let's see. Cool. Bribe Jet to come back and Natty and Sarah. What do you mean pay them, Mojo? I don't know what to do. Jet's off doing his own. He's jet setting, him. And yeah, Well, we should have some new faces in here soon. The production assistant is definitely going to help a lot to keep us organized, but we'll see how it goes. Grass says, do I have to put 35% fee on top of anyone paying me from overseas? I am not sure. I'm not your tax expert, but we do have some new partners. Actually, it's an interesting service. It's called Thai Legal Protection. They, I think it's like, I'm hawking them already. They're one of our clients. So it's something like 800 baht a month to just be able to like pick up the phone and like ask a Thai lawyer or somebody familiar with Thai everything, just any questions, like whether you're like pulled over at a checkpoint, having visa issues, tax issues, anything like that. We now have legal partners that you can go and check. And there's the Thai Legal Forum. Oh my gosh, hold on. Let me find that actually. And I can put that in the comments. Legal advice. Yeah, there's a whole forum where you can ask these questions because I don't know these answers. I am no legal expert here in Thailand, but it is here. I'll just give you guys the link right here. And yeah, there are lawyers there that will answer your questions. 24/7. You can just pop it up there on the Thaiger website, and eventually, one of those guys will come and answer. All right, guys. So once again, I'm very, very sorry about those technical difficulties. What did you guys think about the Songkran going full month, though? Like, I'm kind of new to Songkran still, because it was I was locked down in Thailand. That's how I ended up moving to Thailand. And of course, there was no Songkran celebration when the Pandi was going on. So now I really enjoyed the first month, but I am skeptical about a full month of Songkran. Seems like it's a bit much, don't you think? Like, I remember walking around, like, it felt a bit much after like 2 days. I was like, guys, I'm just trying to get to 7-Eleven. Please don't toss water at me. But I don't know. I think what I really like is the effort that Thailand's making to expand its soft power and its cultural influence around the world. Like, it's coming in the form of course, there's many festivals and things like that they're putting on. Everybody loves tourism in Thailand. But what I love is more music, more movies, more TV shows, more emphasis on the culture here, right? I think a lot of people just really, when they think about Thailand, they think beaches, they think like cheap massages, they think, whatever, all of the stereotypical things. But what I like is seeing the government push their culture towards a more mainstreamed, content consumption, soft power, which I think is interesting. Larry, I'm with you, man. A full month of risking ear infections. That was like, you guys know me. I just came off my eye infection. I'm very sensitive to strange liquids getting on me. And the thing that messes me up the most, all right, I kind of like it, I kind of don't. The way that they put like ice in the water guns too, where they ice down the water before they douse you with it. It's just a jerk move, man. I don't know. I think it's funny, but yeah. Teddy Bear, I'm with you. 3 days max. And increase the yeast infection. Yeah. Nasty mojo. They count on you to make me grossed out in the morning. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Because obviously, like, I think people will just get sick of it. I think at a certain point. I know we have fun a little bit playing Songkran, but eventually, I just want to have my nice little normal walk to work. Thank you very much. Without dodging people everywhere. And then, and then the guns in Thailand, man. It's still, like, as an American, the gun issue always really hits close to home for me. It's something I didn't realize, right? Like, when you're in America, it's like you're used to the water that you're swimming in, right? The temperature. So for me, the ever-present threat of guns was like always, it's just there, right? Kind of like terrorism or something. But like, it's just always in the back of your mind in America. Didn't realize how much it was there until I moved to China, where there are no guns at all. And I just felt safer everywhere that I went. Now, of course, China has all of its other issues, but definitely not gun violence. So that was something that that woke me up. And then I lived in Australia. Also didn't have that fear down there. So that's something that I did not like seeing. You know, we've been doing a lot of stories recently about gun violence here, and that makes me a little nervous. And so, when there's moves by the government to try and make crackdowns on these things and make it safer, I like that kind of story. Cool. Yeah, Dime, only 22. So the gun permit change in law is terrible. I believe people have the right to self-defense. Sure, grasses, it's one of those things that's quintessential to America, right? Like, Second Amendment rights is just such a... Yeah, you cannot take guns away from Americans. And sure, I think most gun owners are totally responsible, normal, reasonable people. The problem is, I think the problem always comes with economics, right? Like, if you look at Switzerland, everyone in Switzerland has guns. They don't really have gun violence because everybody's got money and a decent life. So I think gun violence is definitely rooted. Of course, the guns are a problem, but obviously it's more than just the guns. It's the economic situations, the mental health situations, all sorts of factors go into this thing. It's just the main tool that ends up being so scary. That's what's so bummed out about it. The guns were modified blank guns. Yeah, dude, I know. And England has a huge knife problem. Like you said, you take the guns away, now knives are a problem. But, you have a better chance of running away from a knife than a gun. But still, I don't know. It's just, it's nice to see somebody doing something about anything. I don't know. I get depressed doing these kinds of stories. I didn't have too many fun stories for you guys today. Sorry about that. Yeah, and there aren't that many people. That's one of the problems. Like you said, Grasses, there isn't that many people that have permit to carry firearms already. Yeah, there's millions of illegally owned guns here that are modified from, say, BB guns or, like you said, blank guns. There's a big gun modification black market here in Thailand as well, allegedly. Excuse me, but that's an issue, and these are the things that the police are trying to grapple with right now. I think. I'm not sure what gun violence has really been like in Thailand historically, but it seems like it's just having an uptick around the world, really. Not really something specific to one country or another. So it has to do probably internet, radicalization, just isolation. We've heard all these chestnuts before. All right, guys. Well, anyways, I'm going to get out of here. Sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. Thank you very much for your patience through it, and I'll be with you all again tomorrow. Have a wonderful Monday. Good luck with the week. Bye, guys.